I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Rob Wilson. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh man, I am fantastic and really, really glad to be here.
Hey, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Tell me, what part of the world are you in right now, Rob?
So I am in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania right now.
Oh, sweet. So tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
I'd have to say, my communication skills, because we probably connected or you found me one way or another from a TV appearance or a lot of things that I post through social media. So I'd have to say that it's probably my communication skills, but I use those skills to educate people in the area of personal finance.
Yeah, tell me more. Hey, I have to say at the start of this, folks, you could check out Rob at robwilson.tv, but you go there and the first video there, right, is the Time is Money video. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I had a good time. Making
yeah.
that one, and but it was really something that I felt like I needed to a message that I needed to get across to people because I had folks reach out to me so often, and there's things that they want to do, but for one reason or another, they sort of can't get over the hump to taking action. There's sort of analysis paralysis, reading and researching. And eventually, if you want to change your life, you got to just get off the couch and go do something.
Well, tell me about your podcast, please.
Yeah. So the podcast that I put out there, again, was because I was really curious about how people were successful. But what I had started to get a little bit frustrated with is that I didn't see a lot of people or hear a lot of people asking the next level question. A lot of it was surface, oh, you have to work hard and you have to keep at it and those sorts of things. But I wanted to know, no, exactly what does work hard mean? What time do you get up in the morning? What are the things that you eat? What are the exact tools that you use to help create your success? And so I wanted to create something where I could go to that next level and give people real actionable advice so that they could try to create the same success as some of the people that they admire.
So who did you learn this skill of communication from?
So I didn't go to school for communication. My undergraduate degree is in engineering, actually. And then eventually I went back to business school and learned accounting and finance. But I think it's just something that I've always been maybe good at. I mean, when I was in elementary school, I wrote my own play that my principal allowed me and my friends to perform in front of the rest of our classmates.
Wow.
And because I did that, I got invited in to do a radio commercial. So for one reason or another, I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but I've never sort of been afraid of the stage and of the camera and those sorts of things. So it's kind of come naturally. Not that it doesn't take work, but my interest and my comfort with it, I think, has come naturally.
Yeah, that being said, it takes work. Why will you continue to repeat this skill in spite of the fact of the work it takes?
Because I've seen the results. I've seen firsthand what it's been able to do for me in my career. I mean, again, you and I have connected. I've got the fantastic opportunity to be here with you, have this conversation be exposed to your audience. But I've literally been flown all over the world because I've been able to communicate ideas in such a way that people can understand and take action on. So I went to Carnegie Mellon for business school, but then I got asked to teach a business course over the summer at the Carnegie Mellon campus in Qatar, which is in the Middle East. So here I am flying halfway across the world to teach people from a different culture business and finance concepts, and what an amazing opportunity. And a lot of that is because I think that I've been able to communicate well. So when you have opportunities like that, it gives you the reason to keep going.
I love it. Now tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Yeah, so what I've done consistently, I think specifically with regards to my communication skills is being on television. Again, I've been blessed with the opportunity to do television segments. So I've been on the CBS network affiliate in Pittsburgh actually for about the last 8 years, and they've provided me tremendous freedom in coming up with the topics that I feel like people need to know with regards to their financial life. And it's led to, I've been on national TV like CNN. And now that I live in Philly with my wife, I got married last year. I live in Philly.
Congratulations.
I've been on TV. Thank you. I've been on TV out there pretty frequently as well. And so that's something that I can say. I've had fits and starts with other things, but that's something that I've done consistently for a lot more than 3 years. And it has been absolutely invaluable to building my career.
And how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel good because look, most of the time all the time that I'm on television, nobody has to pay for it. I can give them advice that they can use to try to improve their life. And that is a real good feeling to be of service like that. No product, I'm not selling anything. Not that, again, you have to do that in order to make a living, but it feels good to be able to provide a service and hopefully help someone change their life in a positive way.
Rob suggests to someone out there who may be a great communicator why they should even think of the route you've gone in terms of doing what you've done. Why would you suggest that to them, that they do what you've done?
Because I think that if you want to succeed, whether you're on TV or not, it doesn't have to be to that level, but even if you work in a company, if you want to get the best projects, if you want to get promoted, if you eventually want to be CEO, yes, your technical skill matters, but the way that you're going to be able to communicate, the way that you're going to get your team and your employees to buy into your ideas, that's all going to come from your communication skills. And certainly, if you have a business, you're going to need to go out and communicate the value that your service or your product offers so that your customers will be comfortable buying from you. So I think it's one of the often most overlooked skills because, look, a lot of us say, hey, like I'm good in finance. I need to know the numbers and spreadsheets and analysis and all of those sorts of things, and not really understanding that no matter how smart and intelligent you are, if you can't communicate your ideas effectively, I think it's going to be difficult to be successful.
Amazing audience. We are live with Rob Wilson. Do check him out at robwilson.tv, financial advisor. Rob, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you now into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Rob, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Wow, I think it's funny because we're on this communication theme, but I think my earliest memory is being chosen to recite the Lord's Prayer at my Head Start graduation. So who knew that you actually graduate at Head Start, which is I think before kindergarten. But I remember they gave us little miniature caps and gowns and things, and I remember being a little bit nervous having to recite that, but I think I got it out without a hitch. But that's one of the earliest memories that I have as a child.
So how old do you think you were? Is it like 3 or 4?
I think maybe 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that zone.
Okay. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think it's so clear to me because maybe this stuff that I'm doing now is something that I was actually meant to do, and so. One way or another, I gravitated to that sort of experience. Even at the age of 4, someone noticed or saw something in me, even at that early age, to start putting me in those sorts of situations. And though as silly as it might sound, that experience in and of itself probably has a lot to do with what I'm doing today.
Amazing. Well, can I add or offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Please.
I love the fact that in order to do what you did back then, there was a core part that you spoke about earlier on in this conversation where you said, you still need to put in the work. And at that that 4-year-old or 5-year-old obviously did put in the work that was necessary to go to that stage to then do the recitation. And that in itself speaks masses to you and your work ethic and what's necessary, what needs to get done to help others, right? Not only yourself, but to help others. And that's fascinating.
Yeah, I definitely had to practice to get a little bit of those nerves out.
I would think so. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
I think my favorite song when I was 12 is a song called Smooth Operator by a rapper named Big Daddy Kane. I think that was my favorite song around that time.
Yeah. Well, it always connects, right? Most times it connects, right? You had to be a smooth operator, right?
That's right. So I think I took a little bit of my personality in there, and so I gravitated towards that song.
Love it. Well, Rob, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more.
Sure.
We're going to go pretty quickly here. Rob, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have not yet, and that's part of my limitation. I need to find somebody that can help me grow this, because you can't do it by yourself. So that's something I'm working on.
Well, you said you were married, right?
Yes.
So you have children.
I don't have any children yet, so that's also on the to-do list, but we're not quite there.
All right. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I do, but it's not as bad as it sounds, because I'm in the investment business. I tend to have CNBC on all day so I can keep up with the market. So I'm not just sitting back watching Netflix all day.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's hard to, probably more than 8, because I am literally, again, I'm trading, I'm doing all sorts of things on the computer, so I'm on it quite a bit.
Rob, after having 1,001 conversations in 2016, I came up with a workbook, and the name of it is Yours, and it stands for your own unique real self. Connected to that is your own unique real statement. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Rob Wilson, what would you say that is?
I tell people all the time that if you're not intentionally trying to get wealthy, then you'll likely end up accidentally poor. And I think that that's the way that I live my life. And by the way, it doesn't just apply to money, because I know people feel a little bit weird about money. But if you're not intentionally trying to be healthy, then you'll likely end up accidentally sick. That's not something that we want. Or if you're not intentionally trying to have a great marriage or relationship, you'll likely end up accidentally divorcing. So what I really want to encourage people to do is just live with intention.
Love it. Live with intentionality. I love it. Rob Wilson, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.